Welcome back, everybody, to another Brick Studs video. Today is not the normal review kind of video.
We're going to be doing something different. We're not necessarily reviewing a Lego set.
It has Legos
more like questions that we have towards a certain show.
Which is Boba Fett and The Mandalorian.
The Book of Boba Fett.
The Book of Boba Fett.
That being said, if you have not seen The Book of Boba Fett or The Mandalorian, more so The Book of Boba Fett, I would stop right here because we'll be talking about it. If you have not seen up until episode 4, stay away from this video until you've seen episode 4 and then come back. Or if you haven't seen Return of the Jedi. You've had 40 years to do so shame on you.
So that's your fault.
That is your fault.
That's really your fault. So if you haven't seen the episode 6, shame on you. And obviously you can see, if you can see the Sail Barge on here, and anyone who's seen the Book of Boba Fett, you know exactly what we're talking about. We have basically Tattooine.
It needs to be talked about.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Huge question that need to be answered from Disney themselves.
Yes.
Or you can tell us, but based off of what we know from Star Wars, growing up knowing Star Wars, you'll see what we mean momentarily. Now you have been warned, the spoilers are about to happen.
And you have been shamed
for not watching
one of the movies in 40 years.
So, as you can see, obviously you can see we have basically Tattooine in front of us. And you know what now, you're starting to see what we're talking about if you have watched the series and know what episode we're talking about, right? We're talking about a specific scene in this specific episode. The question that we need answered...
Well, I think it starts with the very beginning of how Boba Fett took his rise to power.
Mm-hmm. But wait, who'd he take it from, though?
Bib Fortuna.
Bib Fortuna. That guy. That little sneaky guy. And if you see our little guest appearance is being creepy in the corner, staring like you halfway through because he knows
it's pretty creepy.
that we're questioning him, trying to hide his little face because he knows we're questioning him. The point is, how did he survive? The question is, how did he survive the sail barge?
According to...
Well, hold on. How did he survive the sail barge when it exploded? I mean, it blew up, but it didn't just go, it blew up.
Well, that's the answer. The question is, the legends, oh my goodness, I forgot what I was going to say.
So it's Star Wars Legends, right? But again, Star Wars Legends is not canon. According to Legends, he actually escapes in this secret little skiff they have hidden inside the sail barge, or it's either hidden in the sail barge or they have a third one, but I think it's hidden in the sail barge. He escapes on this hidden thing and he escapes away, right? That was Legends though. That Legends is not canon. It's never been canon.
Right.
It's Legends. So our question is, how did Bib Fortuna? Yeah, Bib Fortuna. How did he
survive the explosion? How did he jump off, survive the explosion,
and take over Jabba's like crime
his crime syndicate?
How did he do that? I don't understand how he did that. Now we're not shaming anybody's opinion. We're not saying that you're wrong, but you are. But we're not saying you're wrong, but you are. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. We just want to know, and we have this little diagram, this little mock. We're basically going to show, based off of what we know from Star Wars.
Oh no, it's falling apart. It's already exploding.
Different ways that he could have survived and how they're wrong. And there's actually only one way he could survive.
There is only.
No, there's 2 ways, but they're both wrong. Every other way doesn't survive.
Right.
And we're going to show you how. Okay. So we're going to do a little reaction on episode 6. So we're going to basically show you to the point of what we're talking about.
Or for people who don't like the prequels, just Return of the Jedi. And for people who are uber old, Revenge of the Jedi. If anyone knows that.
I actually have posted that says Revenge of the Jedi, by the way, which I'll show later on. But so this is a little mock of happened, right? So you got over here, Luke Skywalker jumps over to that skiff, right? Because they're being shot at by this turret. So he's like, oh crap, blah, blah, blah. He jumps over here. They're shooting at them, so he jumps over here to kill them. Okay, so he starts slashing.
Super wide stance, no fighting at all. No fighting at all. No fight training at all whatsoever.
It's okay though.
He's just wide swing.
He's still whooping.
He is just swing. If you watch the movie, he is just swinging wide at people.
Go ahead and have him start swinging and hit people. Okay,
like this, like how he does in the movie, because he's just all over the place.
He's hitting them all off, right, and they're falling in the slug pit.
And also, green is the weakest color.
So they're all falling in the slug pit, right? They're dying. Okay,
they're all dying.
And then Han Solo's all Boba Fett, and he's like, he turns around like Boba Fett.
Because Boba Fett tries to shoot Luke Skywalker.
So he turns around like this, and he has like a little staff.
Chewie tells him, "Hey, Boba Fett." I believe it's Chewie that says, like, he just growls and he's like, "What, Boba Fett?" He turns around and accidentally hits Boba Fett.
And he goes, ah! But obviously the wallaby here, he's like, and he gets eaten, and goes, oof. And then the burp happens, because he ate Boba Fett, right? And that's where the whole thing starts. But obviously he's gone, right? He got eaten. Okay, he died.
He's dead.
He's dead. Okay. So then he sees them shooting at them. He's like, oh no, I gotta go over there. I gotta stop
sees his
this.
buddies being eaten by the Sarlacc pit. So he jumps, he does this cool thing. He throws some guy out a window and starts climbing up. And now he's on here trying to take care of the gun. So
Now,
again, swinging wide with no official Jedi training.
it's okay though. Luke Skywalker is amazing. Okay, I love Luke Skywalker. So then these two guys are over here, Chewbacca and Han Solo. After they, they gotta pull him up. He's like, oh no, help me! I'm being pulled in here. He's like, oh no, Chewie, we gotta save Lando. Patty cake. He's like hanging over like this. He's like, oh my gosh, I thought you couldn't see. He's like, no, I can kind of see. And he fires. He's like, no, don't fire. And then he fires. And he's like, oh, can you save me? And they pull him up. And then they're like, wee. At that.
Which is another miracle in itself, because this skiff is getting destroyed by this cannon. Like, the engines are on fire, destroyed by this cannon.
But I mean, that's not a point. Okay, so that's
kind of a point.
So then Princess Leia down here is like, oh no,
she has to get out of her herself.
She's like, she's all strangling him. She's all hitting him in the face. And then she strangles him right. And
R2-D2 and C-3PO escape and all this.
Well, you gotta show how they escape. He's like, what are we gonna do? We have nowhere to go. And R2's like, we're going over the edge. He's like, ah! And they fall over in the sand, right?
And they end up over here.
Way over there. Okay.
Way over there.
So they're way over there. And then she's like, oh no, Luke, we gotta go out here.
Again, more miracles.
Luke, there's 4 Gamorrean guards that weren't there in the movie.
So he's just slashing everybody, just slashing all these Gamorrean guards, because they're not even supposed to be here, so he's just throwing them all in the Sarlacc pit. That's what he does.
And then, right, for Mr. Little Fortuna down there, is nowhere to be seen again. You got to assume that he's down there in the
As soon as the fight breaks out, as soon as R2-D2 launches the saber in the air, he disappears. Bib Fortuna is never seen again. And we don't know where he went. Because they do the whole point it at the deck, explode, and because, I don't know, Luke Skywalker is like the son of Tarzan, because he swings a lot. He does a lot of swinging in these movies. He's
okay though.
I think he only swings twice, but it's 2 times more than he should. He swings off of the sail barge
and then go like
all the way over a Sarlacc pit with tentacles.
And then she punches him off, Luke. And then he dies.
And they escape with the droids and without Luke Skywalker.
And then but remember you gotta say, he's like, oh Lando, don't forget the droids. Lando's like, okay, we'll get the droids, and they fly away with this giant brick thing attached to them. Though, wee, and with the droids, right?
Well, it's the sidecar for the droids.
Okay, so now the sail barge explodes.
It's gone. It's reduced to just metal.
Let's grab our character of the day, Mr. Fortuna. Where did you go? Look at the little smug on his face. Look at him. Okay, look at him. So he's standing here, right? This thing explodes. They get off away in this skiff.
Leaving this skiff behind.
This skiff is sitting there, right? So it explodes. Okay, so it explodes, okay? The legends say, like we mentioned earlier, it's
a secret skiff.
A secret skiff.
I believe the exact words are a secret skiff. So they're not talking about the skiff everyone knows about. It's a secret skiff.
There's a secret skiff underneath like this upside down. So when he jumped off, he was like, woo! Right? So, okay, that's basically what happened, right?
Right.
No, we're on this skiff, on this sail barge. Where's the secret skiff?
Well, because you would think that if the skiff's attached to the sail barge, they wouldn't be riding alongside it.
They're upside down.
He's confident enough to leave it. He knows the Jedi. He knows the Jedi. And he's allowing a Jedi to trail behind him on a skiff, knowing what the Jedi are capable of.
Okay, so Legends is the reason why he escaped.
Yes.
On the secret skiff upside down like that. So he's
Legends
gone.
is also the reason why.
So that's the number one reason that Disney is probably pulling off that he survived. But Legends was not canon. Are they making it canon? Probably, because that's what Disney does. But they're pulling him off, right? So he's gone. Second scenario. He's like, oh no, it's exploding. I gotta jump off like I saw the droid jump off. Ah! Ooh, I'm hungry. Oh!
The Sarlacc pit has tentacles.
Tentacles that go out really far.
Yeah, that reach out.
And this thing is like over it almost. So it's like, he's dead. When he jumps off, he's dead.
Even if he survived the tentacles by jumping off on the backside, he's got to now walk back.
Well, let's explain why we have all this stuff. We also have Mos Eisley over here, right? It's all the way over here, right? It's a desert. He's all, oh my gosh, I survived the tentacles. He's all fighting the tentacles up. Tentacles like, and he's all, I escaped. He's all, la da 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 da. I'm in a desert with no water. I don't know anything about Tusken Raiders, how they drink the milk and the thing, because I'm a person. And he's all, wait a second, Tusken Raiders are all just surrounding him. All right, there's two options that happen in this scenario. One, they kill him. Right? Plain and simple. They don't care that he's like Jabba's guy. They don't care. They kill him, right?
They really don't.
Second of all, what happens to Boba Fett happens to him, but in 2 days. So everything that Boba Fett went through, the back to tank, the being the prisoner, saving this, getting a girlfriend that they give him, getting stabbed, that all happens to him the exact same way, but just in 2 days. It happens in the same 2 days.
Bib Fortuna goes through the exact same thing. So where's our book of Bib Fortuna?
So that basically that's what happened, right? So.
And the 3 weeks that he
becomes a Tusken Raider. He flies in the ship. He shoots the spider gang, the biker gang, because he's mad that they killed off his people. He does the same exact thing, and then he goes back to the palace. He's all, wait, hey, I'm in the palace. I own everything now again in 2 days. That's what happens, right?
If Bib Fortuna did manage to jump off before the explosion, even though you never see him again, he survives the tentacles with the skiff hovering right over it. How'd he get on the hovering skiff?
That's another question.
They don't have ladders. I'm assuming that if it's hovering, it's gonna hover until it runs out of battery or whatever.
That's what happens. He does this. He does a force jump. He's a Jedi. He's actually a Sith Lord. He jumps on the thing and then he flies away.
Oh, he studied under Master Binks, right?
Yeah, Master Binks. So that's what happened. Okay. So I don't believe that happened. The other theory is, instead of walking to Mos Eisley, he walks back to Jabba's palace. But the exact same thing happened with Tusken Raiders, because they're probably over there too. They either beat him up or they raise him. Alright?
Maybe not though, because based on the book of Boba Fett, Tusken Raiders just sit next to invisible railways to get attacked by trains. By floating trains. So as long as he avoids any train routes, he should be okay.
He should be. In theory, he should be, okay? So that's another theory, right? Well, Mr. Boba Fett. Okay, so Tusken Raiders back over here, they're back at their camp, they're all like partying, having a good time. Boba Fett is seen in the episode and he comes out of the Sarlacc pit, right? Well, they never specify how long he was down there.
But based on the state that he is in when he is clawing for that stormtrooper, he's at the point of suffocating. If memory serves correct, they don't have a whole lot of time with the air tanks in his suit, so he couldn't have been down there very long. And then when he gets the stormtrooper, I don't even know how the stormtrooper got there.
He could have been down there for a long time. Who knows? Okay, so that basically he escapes out of there. But you gotta assume it's within a couple of hours, because I mean he would have suffocated without that thing. Or it could be a day or two, right? Give it a day or two.
Maybe.
Okay,
maybe.
so I mean,
I'll give it that.
He was knocked out. He woke up. He wasn't knocked out for 5 days. He'd be dead, no water.
Right.
Okay, he was, hadn't been within the first day. He woke up, day or two. He crawls out. He's like, I'm so teepees. And then he goes to sleep because he's so tired.
That is another thing too. He falls asleep like right in front of the Sarlacc pit.
Well, it's actually supposedly dead. It's supposedly dead.
Right.
Supposedly dead.
It's also sleeping.
It's also sleeping because when teepees doing that.
Everything.
So he starts shooting at the right. Then he falls asleep. Well, then this guy comes out. They come and the Jawas are all, oh, look at this guy. Instead of helping, let's rob him.
That's what Jawas do.
Okay, so they take all this stuff. They take his armor off. We'll just take off his helmet because that's all we can do. Take off his helmet, right? He's sitting there. And they're like, you know what? Let's go out here. Let's go away. Another theory is he's lying next to Boba Fett. Why? I don't know. He is this, okay?
We're just making up possible scenarios at this point. Just to give it some validity.
Jawa's like, oh, aren't you the guy who runs Jabba's thing? He's like, well, yes, I am, guys. Take me to my palace. And they're like, yes, sir. They take him to the palace, right?
And he rewards them.
Then he rewards them. But the problem with that is he couldn't have been sitting there the entire time because the Sarlacc pit was still alive at the time and it would have killed him. So that theory is debunked. There's just no way they picked him up, right?
No. A wormhole.
A wormhole.
He fell through a wormhole.
He fell through a wormhole, and then he flew back into the palace. Okay, so that theory of the Jawas, they did not do anything. They could have helped him unless he somehow escaped all this stuff. He walked away, and then the Jawas were going that way. He's like, oh, hey guys, and then that thing happens. They pick him up and take him back to his palace, right? That could have happened, but I don't think that happened, right? The Jawas are not that nice. They wouldn't have cared. They would have robbed him, shocked him to death.
Exactly.
They still would have robbed him. Okay. Either way, he's not making it back. Okay. So that's another theory. Another theory is when he's walking, right, he survives that thing. He's walking. He's like this. Daffy Duck and Porky Pig come with his land speeder, pick him up, right? And he's like, oh, hey, what's up, dudes? Like, hey, what's up, dudes? Because, I mean, you might as well. They already have a cyberpunk biker gang inside the series. So why not? Daffy Duck's in there, Porky Pig, they pick him up, like, let's go, bro. And like, let's go, dog. And they start going to the palace, right? That theory could have worked. Because that's right there, right?
But it's debunked because Disney has not acquired Looney Tunes yet.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Okay. So that didn't happen unless somebody else picked them up in a land speeder, but I don't think that happened. Okay. So those are all our possible theories that we would have.
So what theories were they?
So you have theory number 1.
He Jedi jumps.
No. In the comments below, tell us what your theory is. Or tell us one of our theories that you think that happened. Theory number 1.
Or the third thing, you can tell us the facts because we don't research this stuff before we do videos on it.
So you know what? Hold on. Before we make all the theories, okay? I want to say one theory that he got off on the secret skiff with Legends, right? He jumps in that thing, right?
Because it was just taped to the back.
It was upside down. So he was like,
oh, okay.
And then he flew right there, right? Give me those guys.
These guys?
Luke Skywalker and them, I think, would have been like, hey, go get that guy. He obviously trapped all of us. Let's go get him. And they would have went down and chased him. He's a Jedi, by the way. Why not go kill him, right? He's a bad guy. Mm-hmm. He killed everybody else. Why not? Why let him go?
He's got too much of his father in him.
So go kill him, right? So that theory debunked to me, okay? So, theory number 1. It's Star Wars Legends.
Number 1.
It's Star Wars Legends where the secret skiff
escapes on a secret skiff.
Theory number 2. He jumps off. These are the ones where he survived.
He jumps off.
He jumped off.
Jedi jumps onto this one.
Sith Lord jumps. He's not Jedi, he's Sith Lord.
Yeah, Sith Lord jumps onto this one, or finds a way to climb up it and goes off that way.
You know, he could have stacked Jawas up and stayed on top of them and got on top. That's
he could have.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So theory number 2 was that he got onto the mysterious skiff over here, whether he was a Sith Lord.
Even though it's not the secret skiff that they're talking about in the first theory. So
theory number 3 was he was raised by Tusken Raiders for 2 days.
For 2 full days.
For 2 full days. And they took him back. When they all died, he got mad at the exact same thing, went back home, and then
decided to become a leader.
Theory number 4. Daffy Duck. Daffy Duck and Porky Pig picked him up because they were cool guys on Tattooine, and they took him back.
I think I believe that theory more than anything else.
I really think that I think so. Or theory number 5, we'll say theory number 5, was somehow he walked across the desert without being attacked by Tusken Raiders everywhere. And then he walked all the way back.
Every single theory is plausible, but I would say...
Well, okay, there's 5 theories where he survived, okay? Now, if you're on our side and think that he should not have happened, he died, the theory is he obviously exploded in the sail barge, right?
Yes.
He died. He's gone.
And there are plenty of other gangs and people who worked for Jabba. They even talk about that. All his captains that worked for him, that Boba Fett could have tried to take the throne from. They didn't have to bring back a guy who, to me, when you think about it, his circumstances of how he survives the sail barge explosion is controversial.
Big time.
I think it's controversial.
Big time, yeah, big time. So, I just want to say this though. The other 5 theories where he survived, and then go with our theories. He died in the sail barge. He jumped off, got eaten by the sock pit, jumped off, walked this way, got eaten by the Tusken Raiders because they were going to eat him.
Yes.
Alright. then he would have jumped off. So that's the number 3. The number 4, he would have jumped off, got picked up by the Jawas, still eating him. Rather than eating him. Okay.
And theory number 5 is
number 5.
Daffy Duck and Porky Pig somehow take him to the.
No, the number 5 is Daffy Duck and Porky Pig eat him as well.
Oh, okay.
That's where he doesn't survive.
Okay, so he doesn't survive. Any of the theories.
There's
really
5 theories where he survives and 5 theories where he dies.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm
but
on
you
the
know
same
what
page
though?
now.
I did forget this one theory though. I might as well just say it. Because everyone's thinking it. We're all thinking it in this room. That his men knew where he was. Obviously, the Sarlacc pit. We're like, man, he hasn't returned back in like a couple hours. Let's go get him. And then they go find him.
Yes, because crime lords, people that he is mean to,
Care about him
would
so
go
much.
searching for a boss who feeds them to a gigantic monster. Because they're hoping that he comes back so he can continue doing that.
So if you want to say that they had it in their hearts to go get him,
Yes,
which they
he
would not have.
Obviously, he offers dental, vacation
He
pay, all kinds of good stuff. So he seems like the boss I'd want to work.
Yeah, so they would have went to go get him, right?
And the smell.
Because that could
he
be
probably
very...
smells like Febreze. As being a gigantic slug, I'm assuming something tropical. Tropical fragrance is there.
So there's 6 theories why he survives and 5 why he dies. So pick one that you guys believe, or pick your own theory.
Or tell us the facts.
Or tell us the facts. I mean, we could be completely wrong. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
You know.
I think we got this one. Yeah, we hit
Dialed
the nail on
in.
the head. Yeah.
So that concludes our little rant on that. We thought that we might as well just lay it out there.
Yeah, because we
Everyone's
thought
thinking it.
we were thinking that other people would have the same questions that we did. So
we hope you watched. We hope you watched it. We hope you enjoyed watching it. Now, if you don't believe that Daffy Duck and Porky Pig went in a land speeder and picked him up, you are definitely wrong.
You are wrong.
Because this is the theory that I would go with, because it's the one that makes the most sense.
It's true.
So I would go with this one, otherwise you're wrong.
But thanks for watching.
Don't forget. Oh, whoa.
Oh.
Oh, whoa. No, you go ahead and say it. You go say
No,
it.
you go
No,
ahead.
say
Nope,
it.
you were trying to jump me.
No, you say
You're
it.
trying to jump me.
I'll say it first. Okay, you say it.
Okay, I'll say it. Don't forget to... Oh,
Like
now I
this-
forgot.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you next time.